my head so strongly is going with my mom to her work. She owned her own business, so we went to people's houses, and then at lunchtime I would eat at their bar in their kitchen, and I would watch Nickelodeon, and I ate the Marie Callender's fettuccine Alfredo chicken and broccoli, well, with chicken and broccoli, and it was so good. I would do that almost every single time when I went with her, and then I kind of stopped when I got older, and I rarely ate it at home, but I still love it so much, and I remember the flavor so distinctively. And I just remember the memories of eating it and watching Nickelodeon. I remember one time I actually watched the Kids' Choice Awards. I think it was in, I don't know, like 2008 with Jack Black hosting.
Jack is back!
Well, he actually hosted both 2006 and 2008, but I'm unsure which one it was, but I'm pretty sure it was 2006. It was such a good one. Maybe just because I was a kid and everything was like super magical then. So I decided to recreate it, but actually make it healthy and way simpler, and it's so easy to make, and the ingredients are so simple. So if you want to learn how to make it, then please keep on watching. As for ingredients, you will need 2.5 cups of plant milk, 3 tablespoons of cornstarch or 4 tablespoons of flour, gluten-free if intolerant, 1 to 1.5 tablespoons of miso or vegetable stock, depending on your preference of saltiness and flavor, 6 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of black pepper, fettuccine noodles of your choice, of course, some kind of vegetable of your choice, or you can just completely skip that and do vegan chicken, and fresh parsley to taste. In a pot, put water on to boil. Once water is boiling, throw pasta in to cook and do its pasta ways. Cook for however long you want to, or follow the cooking instructions for the noodles that you're using. Just cook them the way that you want to cook them, however you cook pasta. Once the noodles are done, rinse them and set aside. Now in a blender, add plant milk, add cornstarch, add miso or vegetable stock. And when I'm talking about vegetable stock, I don't mean like broth, like a liquid. I mean that stuff that you would get in a jar that's like concentrated and it's solid, because you don't want to be adding any more liquids. You just want to be adding flavor. Add nutritional yeast, add garlic powder, add onion powder, add black pepper, and blend until all of the ingredients come together. Then in a pan, add blended Alfredo sauce. Cook on low, whisk in a little more cornstarch or flour until it becomes really, really creamy. Make sure you whisk the whole entire time, keeping it on low so that it doesn't get any clumps. Once it's to your desired thickness, remove from heat. Now put it all together. And then you could top it off with whatever vegetable you want, or a vegan chicken, because I loved chicken Alfredo before I was vegan. But like a vegan version would be so good, so I highly recommend that. I got Alfredo sauce on the plant. Clearly the plant is very involved in all of these other plants. that it's completely oil-free and it's extremely low in fat. There's nothing wrong with fats from whole plant foods, but we want to stay away from things like oils because they're refined fats, and just like refined sugars, we don't want them because they're not a whole food, because they're refined from all the things. They're processed. They don't have the fiber, the vitamins, the nutrients, and the water content to make it a whole food. It's just straight fat and calories, and we don't want that. So that's why I made this recipe super simple and low fat. And also, I have to keep it low fat because my skin will break out, even though that's already what had happened because I kind of went wild with the overt fats. But I'm healing and I really want to stay away from that, so that's why I made this recipe the way that it is. And also, I'm going to do a mukbang with this recipe this coming Wednesday, so stay tuned for that. And the exact measurements for the recipe will be in the description box, so it makes it easier for you. But let me know what you think about this video. Let me know if you make it. Tweet me, Instagram me. Let me know in the comments. Send me photos, everything. I want to see it and I want to hear about it. So let me know, because what is that? Let me know because I want to hear from you, and I just want to know if you made it and if you liked it and how it looked in your recreation of it, because that's the fun part. And what's the point of me just showing off this cool recipe to you that you don't even make yourself? Like, you got to make it too and show it off on the world. In the world. I just want to get you into this Alfredo as much as I'm into this Alfredo. It's so good, and you can like mix up other things to put in there. It could be like, you could bake it. Oh, that would be so good, and it's better the next day as well because like everything like invigorates into the noodles, and it's so good. I don't even know if that was the right word to use, but everything gets soaked up into the noodles and like the flavors like come out even more. And then if you cook it on the stove or even in the microwave, cook it in the microwave. You heat it up in the microwave. It's so good the next day. It's like pizza. It makes it even better, even though I love pizza like all the time. Cold pizza, warm pizza, hot pizza. First day, I said pizza really weird. Second day pizza, third day pizza, week old pizza. So this is just a good recipe for that. If you want to make it the day before and then have it the next day, it's even better. And then you could also bake it. That sounds so good. And then make it all like crispy around, because I used to do that with like the Marie Callender's TV dinner, and it would get crispy around the edges on the plastic tray. Like, so gross, but I loved it.